What's up, Lego Builders? Welcome back to Coconut Brick Studios for a live stream. Been a while. Sorry about that, I'm late. Of course, I haven't live streamed, in a couple of weeks, so everything is off, everything's wrong, everything needs to be restarted, readjusted, but you know how it goes. Let's see here. Welcome, everybody. I'm excited. Feels like I haven't streamed in so long. Also, I hate I hate streaming with this webcam because it looks terrible. And I wanted to save the good camera for Coruscant. So bear with me. Sorry, this is probably the best I'm going to look. But you're not here for me anyways. Welcome. How's everybody doing? Oh, is that Katie Brick Studios? Welcome. Haven't seen you in a little while. How you been, man? Let's welcome everybody in. Let's see who's here. All right. Whoa, did I see 72 people in the chat? I'm interested to see like how big the stream will be just because Brick Fair, Brick World, whatever the heck you want to call it, is starting. So we may have a lot of people over there, but I know the majority of the people are like me and don't go. So should still have a decent stream. Welcome everybody. Oh, it's a lot of people. Ooh, here we go. Deep breath. What's up, Haze Buster, Spoon Prods, Clone Legion, amazing brick builds, San Diego, Plo Koon, Katie Brick Studios, Brickton, Brian, Twice More, Nebula's, not Nebula's Workshop, Nebula, Ghost Train, what's up, man? How you doing? Caleb the Collector, Scott Davis in the house, Sir Yeetimus, nice, I like it. The Imperial Brick, Beef Chief, welcome, Kayla Crosby, Imperial Brick 103, Amazing Ara, Phantom Gaming, Mr. Capybara, Fembash, Waxacow? I don't know. Yeah, I shaved. What do you guys think? Beardless Coke. I'm sure a lot of you guys haven't seen me shaved because last time I had a clean shaven face, I had like 18,000 subscribers. So it's changed a little bit. Optic Blast, welcome. Imperial Brick, amazing. Ara, Floydy Jr., Brickton McBricks, Babu's Holocron, Spoon Prods, and anybody else who has not joined or who's just joined, welcome. Hey, Coconut, did the wife make you shave? Well, you can ask her. She's right. She's the next message after you. You can ask her yourself if she made me shave or not. It's been a while. I agree, Plo Koon. I don't have anything to build, unfortunately. I just figured we could hang out for a little bit. Just chill. You guys could ask me questions about Coruscant. You guys could look at Coruscant. Just hang out, you know? We're not at Brick World Chicago, but we can still hang out and have a good time together. So hit me up with your questions in regards to Coruscant, what I've been doing in the meantime, what's coming next for Coruscant. I can field some questions about my next mock. I thought your newest Patreon video was an old video because I know I was gonna mention something, Katie, and then just the other stuff I wanted to say, push that out, and I totally forgot. So I don't blame you. Probably like, dang, how long has he been holding on to this video? He hasn't been shaved in months. I have seen that. I was a member since you've had 1,000 subs. Oh yeah, you've seen the beard come and go a few times then. I wish you would go to Brick Fair with the mock, but sadly no, I can't be for long. My phone was out of battery. Dang, that sucks, Phantom Gaming. Yeah, maybe next year I'll be there. Are you going to Brick World or Brick Fair, Virginia this year? How much did you spend on the mock? That's a good question, Jamie, because I spent last week calculating, and I have an estimate for how much this mock cost. And I'll be having a video will be coming out next week, end of next week, on how much I spent. So basically what I did is I broke it down into categories. I calculated how much did the minifigs cost, how much did the parts cost, how much did the vehicles cost, and then miscellaneous. So I don't want to give away the grand total, but I'll tell you this. This is almost, let's see, I think it's about $1,000. No, I can't say that. Trying to give you, I want to give you guys some numbers. So I spent over $300 on minifigs and over $5,000 on parts. So I'm just gonna leave that there for you guys. Oh dang, we got a dono from Spoon Prods. Thanks so much, man. He says, I love the Coruscant mock. Thank you, I really appreciate that. I have been so grateful for your guys's kind comments and stuff on the finale. Like, I really do appreciate it. You guys came out in droves, watched the finale, supported it, came out to the premiere, sent me donations. I appreciate it, Spoon Prods and everybody else. Question regarding your Kato Nemoidia mock. What references did you use? Inspiration did you take from the cloud? Oh, for the cloud cover from Beneath the City. There are a couple reference images. So if you type in Lego Star Wars, or not even Lego Star Wars, Kato Nemoidia mock, there are a few reference images where they have cities hanging above the clouds. And then for actually building the clouds, I just tried to build something that looked kind of like clouds. Just I tried to make like this wavy, kind of like wavy, almost like an ocean kind of thing. So that's what I did for the clouds. Hey, Lego Man, just swinging by. Wanted to say hi. Excited for the cinematic. That's coming out this Sunday. I'm very happy with it. I got an awesome couple of songs for it because, you know, that's the most important part of a cinematic. You can get the shots. The shots are easy, but you got to get the right songs to get to capture the right spirit and the right vibe. So I'm very excited I got those. Channel name story. Yeah, we could do a channel name story. So back in the day, 2019, I was trying to, you know, I was thinking about starting a YouTube channel, and I wasn't sure what to do, if I should do it or not. And Mrs. Coconut was a big proponent in me doing it. She was like, "You should do it. You got to start it. You got to go with it. You got to do it." And so to kind of, she really pushed me over the edge to do it. And so to thank her for that, I put coconut in the name to kind of pay homage to her because she loves coconut, the smell, the taste, lotions, all that kind of stuff. So that's why it's Coconut Brick Studios. So glad you decided to go with the minifig ATT. Dude, I am so excited. I'm so glad I did. Like, the other one would have looked okay, but that just, like, it matches the rest of the mock, and it fits in there perfectly. Like, it's not too big, because that's what I was worried about, but you can see right there, just, it fits perfectly. So I agree. I'm glad I went with that one. Let's see. Gotcha. Thanks. I was curious. I'm about to start a large scale your bottom mock. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's basically what I did was I started out by building pyramids, you know, like a pyramid kind of like that, and then I would go back through and then put bricks in pieces around it, and then I would try and like adjust the pyramid so it didn't look super geometrical, you know, or super square, and just kind of like make it look a little bit more rough and cloud-like. So I want to talk about hey, what's up, Gary? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. What would you say is your favorite building technique you used in Coruscant? Oh, that's an easy one. I love the battle damage. The gunship crater, the Vulture Droid crater, Captain Fordo's last stand, just all the little things that went into creating the battle damage. The big chunks of rock, positioning them at an angle. I loved it. I think it turned out really good, and that's probably one of my favorite parts of the like favorite techniques of the build. I'm trying to think if there are any other techniques. I think that one for sure, because I've never really done anything like that. And so to then have to do it on this larger scale, I was a little nervous, but I think it turned out pretty good. Just to give you guys a quick idea of what's coming up as far as Coruscant content, I wanted to get as much content as I could out of Coruscant. So we had the finale last Sunday. This Sunday will be the cinematic. Next Sunday will be the price breakdown, how much the mock cost, and then I'm going to do 5 things I would change about Coruscant as part of my 5 things I would change theories, and then another video talking about why I only build large scale mocks now, like why I don't do the small side mock series, why I don't do smaller mocks, kind of like first order Lego. So that's kind of the timeline for content. I wanted to get a lot of stuff done with this one. Are you going to be selling? Yes, I will be selling some parts. I'm going to be selling tile. I mean, I've got more tile than I need. I've got more brick than I need. Light bluish gray brick, dark bluish gray brick, light bluish gray plate, dark bluish gray plate. Yeah, I'll be selling stuff. Any Easter eggs? Oh, there's lots of Easter eggs. I don't know about you, but I hate unrealistic things. I mean, what do you mean by that? I don't. I mean, that's kind of a vague. I mean, there are specific unrealistic things I don't like, but at the same time, I like Star Wars. I feel like Star Wars is a little unrealistic. Was there any time you had no motivation while building Coruscant? Oh, absolutely. Towards the end, specifically Clone Bricks, I let some negativity get in my head, and when I was working on the roof, everything I tried I hated, and I felt like I was going to ruin the entire mock with the roof, and I basically was about ready to just give up. Like I was like, I don't know what to do. I can't do this. So yeah, I was pretty close to just I mean, I couldn't quit because it was so close to the end, but I just couldn't go on either. So I really didn't want to build. Trying to think, like, other than that, the whole series went very smoothly. Like, I didn't really hit a burnout period that I normally do, just because I really had a lot of fun building this mock. This was one of the most fun series I've ever been able to do. So I was very lucky in that regard. Are you happy? I'm happy it's done. I'm very happy it's done. I seen you have some Droidicas. Can they roll? Unfortunately not, but you can fold them up pretty decently. I guess I could show you. Wait, Bacon had a question. Oh yeah, will this be able to source any other gray mocks? Yes. This should be able to source just about any gray mock I need in the future, Bacon. I have so much gray. I have extra. That's like this isn't all of it. I have more than I ended up not using. So this is the roller droid. Designed by Grinding Bricks. He's in the chat. So shout out to him for this design. I mean, you can like it's kind of like the Lego version. You could like you can point the leg so they're pointing in the other direction, and then you can fold the leg forward. So it actually does like roll into a ball pretty well, considering I don't think he designed it with that in mind. I don't know, maybe he did. We could ask him, but you can see it does ball up pretty well. Like better, actually, I would say this balls up better than Legos. So hopefully that answers your question. Is Delta Squad in the mock? Yes, they are. They made a cameo. They're in the back of the apartment complex. What are you going to build next? So, what am I going to be building next? It's going to be... We're going classic Clone Wars. Whereas, all of my builds up until now have been more like Revenge of the Sith. Cato Nemoidia, Utapau, Battle of Coruscant. And I know that's all part of the Clone Wars, but that's... A lot of that you kind of associate with Revenge of the Sith specifically. So I'm going to be going classic Clone Wars with this next one. Do you have any tips for building on a budget? I do, actually. They're coming out in a video next week, so stay tuned for that. How to build mocks on a budget of sorts. I mean, they're not specific tips, but I do address that. Maybe Separatist Battlesphere in the next large-scale mock. Why are you taking this mock down? Well, if I don't take this mock down, how am I going to build another one? I mean, you guys have seen the Lego room. Like, there's one wall over there. You can see both walls, so... I actually get asked this question a lot. I guess this would be a good time to address it. Like, people are like, well, how could you take such a beautiful mock apart? And don't get me wrong, I love my mocks, but at the same time, I love the building process more. Like, the finished product's fun, you get to look at the mock, enjoy what you did, but after a few weeks, I've seen it. I've seen it all, I've done it all, and so I want to do a new project, there are new ideas, new things I want to try, and so, obviously, this is like 80% of my parts right here, so I need to take this apart so I can add them into the next mock. Coconut, where will you be selling these parts? I'll probably sell them on Instagram, because I don't want to open my Bricklink store, and Instagram's the easiest way to sell. What I'm thinking about doing is just I'll do stories with like the different parts and prices and stuff, and people can tell me what they want. What is one thing you would improve or add to this mock? So I've actually got 4 things. They're going to be coming up in my 5 things I would change video. The 5th thing, we'll be talking about Coruscant, which won't be a thing I'd change. I just want to discuss it. But one of the things I would change would be the skyscrapers. I'd want to make them bigger. That was a challenge, and I've talked about that a few times of just trying to find the balance with those, because you obviously can't make a minifig scale, so it's like after a certain point, as long as they're in there and you get the idea, but I would want to make them probably double as wide and about a quarter as tall. That's what I would change. Cool, let me know when. Yeah, I'll put out a message on Patreon, Katie Brick Studios, like a little update, letting everyone know what I'm selling, just in case there's any Patreon members who want to sell stuff or buy stuff. Everyone, his next block will be Jar Jar goofing his way around making Newt Gunray. I think he's a Jedi. Dude, I just watched that Clone Wars episode. How'd you know? How'd you know that was going to be the next mock? Spoiler alert. Do you have any tips after building this mock? Yeah. I don't know. I'm thinking about doing like a video where I break down my 5 favorite techniques from the video and giving you basically like a tips and tricks video, but like a Coruscant edition. So I'll probably share some more in that. Would you ever make a World War II mock? Definitely. I actually have a Sherman tank I'm in the process of building right now. You should do a Jakku mock. I don't know. I mean, maybe. If I were to do a sequel mock, it would probably be like Jakku or Kajimi or something. Yes, I would make a World War II mock. Christophsis would be fun. I really liked Firebird Bricks. He did a really good job with his Christophsis mock. See you later, Imperial Brick. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Favorite part of this mock? So, favorite technique being the battle damage and the craters, but my favorite part personally is the steps. With the plateau, the giant tunnel in the middle, those massive steps, it just looks so good. Like, that turned out the best. Like, in my mind, like what I had envisioned, I most closely captured what I envisioned with the apartment complex and the steps. So, very happy. Yo, Jedi Bob Studios! Dude, are you surviving the road trip? Your last photo on your story, dude, everyone looked brutal, man. It looked like you guys were some of you guys were ready for a nap. I think Rich Boy J was practically laying down on the table. Let's see. 80's out of here. Thanks for joining, man. I appreciate it. My mom never bought me Legos. I'm super lucky. Like, my parents, that's all they bought was Lego. Where'd you get the idea to do Coruscant out of all of Star Wars? Ooh. That's a good question. So typically my process for just figuring out like a mock project or what I want to do is I go through basically famous or various battles in Star Wars and think like, what would I want to build? What do I have the skills and the parts to be able to build? Because obviously there's places I want to do that I'm just not ready for parts wise and skills wise. And so I take that into account and then I look, what has everybody else done? What has everybody else built? Because I don't want to do something that's either being done or has been done very often. Like, you know, like a Kashyyyk mock or something. So those are the first two things. And then the third thing I consider is like wow factor. Like, how bad do people want to see this? Like, do people want to see this mock? Like, would this be a cool series? Would this get people excited? And I kind of landed on Coruscant because I was like, oh, giant ground battle. It's on the planet of Coruscant. That would be fun to build. I feel like I could do Coruscant. It would be a fun challenge. No one's really done a huge Coruscant mock, especially with the Senate building. That's definitely never been done. So it kind of checked all of those boxes for me, and I think the biggest thing was I just got excited about it, because I got to get excited about a project. Because people ask me like, oh, why don't you do this mock, or why don't you do this one? And in large part, it's just because it just wouldn't be that exciting for me. And in order to be able to slog through and finish an entire build series, you have to be excited about the project. And so if I don't have that deep core excitement, then I probably, would struggle with. That's why I'm so scared or hesitant to do an Imperial mock, because there are some Imperial planets I would like to do, but I just worry, would I be able to share or keep that interest or fire burning for that series throughout the entire project? Because I'm not as into Imperial stuff as I am Clone Wars, if that makes sense. Where did you get your Republic tanks from? They're just Lego tanks. So that's just the 2017 one. And then the, that's a recolored set. It's the 501st one. Wait, what road trip are you talking about? Are you not driving to Brickworld Chicago? Wait a second, I'm confused. I thought maybe that's a different Jedi Bob. There's so many Jedi Bobs. I thought you were, are you not driving to Brickworld, Chicago? I thought you were. Survived the initial purge. Initial purge of what? When I saw the first week of building Coruscant, I thought this will be a small mock, but it turned out really good, and I really enjoyed the weekly updates. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a big. It's hard to really like share your vision or like what you want the finished build to look like with people, because it makes sense in my head, but like if you've never, because typically what I build has never been built before, so it's like there's no frame of reference for what I'm going to be doing. I had a lot of people feel like that with Utapau. They're like, I don't know what's going on, I don't know what you're doing, just because it's so hard to like show you guys and visualize like the finished product until it's done. I mean, I didn't even really know what the Senate building was going to look like until it was like done. Bacon fries indeed. You could turn Coruscant into an Imperial mock just by adding Stormtroopers. It's true. I could do like an Imperial mock with that. I would have to change a few things though. Like I'd have to rebuild the buildings. I'd have to like take out all the battle damage. So and I'd have to take out all like the Imperial or the Republic logos. No, I'm not going to Brickworld, sadly. Oh, are you a different Jedi Bob? See, this is what I mean. There's multiple Jedi Bobs, and I don't know who's who sometimes. You're probably confused. You're like, what are you talking about, dude? Bro, I love projects like this, though. When it doesn't look like anything until you finish it, then it's just epic. Doesn't look like anything? I mean, it looked pretty cool before it was finished, right? I thought it looked pretty cool. Could you make mocks from Fallen Order? I'd have to play the video game. I would like to. I haven't played the video game. I haven't really, like, gotten into it that much. Hey, just got back from the vet. Had to put my cat down. Oh, Lego tank. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. That's rough. I'm really sorry. How long did you guys have the cat? Was it a long time? Have you seen the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie? No, I really want to, though. Guardians of the Galaxy are my favorite, like, Disney movie series. To make it an Imperial mock, you'd have to dissolve the Senate. Yeah. Let's see. Jedi Bob Imposter. Congrats on 50K. Yeah, 50K subscribed. I know it kind of got lost in all like the chaos of the finale and Coruscant being done and stuff, but I was super excited, super happy. Man, shot is overexposed. So as for 50K, I plan on celebrating by doing a mock contest. I don't know when the mock contest is going to be like out or in because I'm moving. Why is it so bright? There. I hate this webcam so much. It's garbage. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a mock contest to celebrate 50K, but it's probably not going to be out until mid-July. So just stay tuned for that. You'll hear more information on it now. I'm just kind of letting you know. 50K for 50 updates. And the cool thing was, I'm the Jedi Bob, the one Lego Brits $50 giveaway. Also have dinner on your live. Yeah, I remember who you are, Jedi Bob Studios. I was just I thought you were the Jedi Bob. Yeah, I thought you were a different Jedi Bob Studios. I remember you. I got you confused with someone else. You've been because you've been on quite a few streams recently, I think. What was I saying? Oh yeah, 50K. The cool thing was I hit 50K the morning after I finished Coruscant. Sorry, I'm just trying to adjust the lighting. So I finished Coruscant Friday night, woke up Saturday morning, and then hit 50K. It was the coolest thing ever. Such a cool feeling. Coco, time to celebrate. Just got confirmation of my first set of instructions to be distributed by Brickfall. Congratulations, man. That's a big deal. That's awesome. Hopefully it's the first of many. That's really cool, man. That's got to be a good feeling. All right, I'm gonna head out and grab a drink. All right, see you later, man. Enjoy yourself. Urbana mock, please. I would like to do Urbana. Here's what I don't like about Urbana. Do you guys remember the battle? Because here's why I hate it. The setup is cool. You've got this destroyed bridge. I don't remember if it's destroyed or not. You got the bridge, you've got the clones and stuff fighting, and then you just have all of the droid forces packed on one side. Like you have a row of snail tanks, a row of Octopara droids. Like everything just looks so. It was almost like they're like, okay, just put a few of every kind of vehicle. I didn't really like that look. It wasn't very interesting or intriguing. So if I were to do Urbana, I would drastically change that portion of the build because I just didn't like how everything was just packed and set in there. Basically, like a can of sardines waiting to be destroyed. I was going to ask when you hit 50K. Yeah, I hit 50K 2 Saturdays ago, I think. Or it was whenever... Yeah, it was 2 Saturdays ago, because finale just came out. Oh, no! Yeah, it was 2 Saturdays. Sorry. We had her for 15 years. It was for the best. Well, at least you got to enjoy her for a good many years. But I am sorry to hear that, man. I hope you guys are able to to move on and to you know, just mourn together, I guess, family. What's up, Nolark and Champ Bricks in the house? How you guys doing? We're just chilling today, just hanging out. People are asking me questions about Coruscant, about my next mock, what I've been doing in the meantime. Did you make an Umbara mock? I already did our Urbana, or Umbara, back in 2020. If you go back on my channel, you'll see it's huge. It's like 3 feet by 6 feet, I think. It's not as big as what I do now, but it was pretty big. I'm about to go to the beach tomorrow. Ooh, that sounds nice. I missed 50K, I just noticed now. Yeah, I just barely hit it. I think everyone was distracted with the finale and all that stuff going on. It's good though because I only need 30,000 now to hit my goal because my goal is 80,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I think I could do it. Coconut, what's the new mock going to be based on? It's going to be based on the Clone Wars. Senate building looks great. I'd like to see any of the haters try to do much better. I know. That's what I always think is funny. Like, when people are like, oh, it's terrible and it sucks. I'm like, I'd love to see what you could do. I would love to see your Senate building. You're halfway to a silver play button. I know. I'm so excited. That's going to be crazy. Like, when I started YouTube, 100,000 was so far away, and to think like I'm already halfway there, like I could be almost to a silver play button by the end of the year. It's just crazy, crazy to think. Make a giant Venator mock with an interior. That would be cool. I don't. I do. I mean, I've done vehicle series, build series before. I guess I've only done one with the Acclimator, but I'd do it again. Would you ever do another Coruscant mock, like different building or area in general? Yeah, I'd like to do the Jedi Temple. But like the Jedi Temple and then like the surrounding area, not just the Jedi Temple. It'll probably won't be for a while though, just because David and Lee just did theirs. So that one I think would be fun though. Oh, the heck. Sorry about that. My mic just cut out. Another one would be like the underworld, the underground sections of Coruscant. That one would be a. I think what I do with that one is more of like a cutaway build instead of like a full, like 360 build. You know what I mean? Because like this one, there's stuff to see on all sides, whereas Coruscant, I do like a cutaway build, so it would just be the front side, and then I do different levels stacked on top of each other. But a Jedi Temple would be a lot of fun. It would be fun to do like Jedi Temple and then have like clones and Jedi battling outside, like on Coruscant. You know what I mean? Technical difficulties for real. Wouldn't be a coconut stream without technical difficulties. What is the most obscure battle you would do in a mock? Let me see. I forgot what it's called, but I've actually been thinking about doing it for. I almost did it last year, but I did Jabim instead. Shoot, what is it called? It's from Legends. Oh. You know what it is, Nolark. I'm sure people we've talked about it before, and I'm sure other people know this. It's got Obi-Wan Kenobi, the 212th, Commander Cody's there. They almost lose the battle. I can't remember if they do lose. It's like it's a very horrific battle for the Republic. It's on a pretty. It's not on a well-known planet. Oh, what is it called? What is it called? The planet that the ATTEs climbed on would be cool. Teth. Teth would be a lot of fun. That planet's purple though, so that would be a little tough trying to figure out how I would go about doing the coloration. Oh man, now I'm trying to remember what the battle's called. Let's see. Obi-Wan 212. Let me see if I can look it up. Man, this is so annoying. Now it's gonna keep bothering me. Man, I'll just have to find it later. Sarish, yes. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah, it was one of the first. Yeah, it was one of the first appearances of Cody. I think it might be Sarish. That sounds familiar. Let me look it up though and see. Yes, thank you, Sarish. Yes, honestly, that's one I might have to do sooner rather than later. That one, it looks like a really, really cool battle. I'm pretty sure Gregor, yeah, Gregor was at that battle too. That isn't that where Gregor went missing? Was that Sarish? I'm pretty sure that's where he went missing. 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 Yeah, don't forget to execute the old Order 66 on that like button. Yeah, Battle of Sarish. It's from Legend, so it's pretty obscure, but such a cool battle. I remember reading about it, and I was like, this is awesome. That's when I do. Hello from Ireland. Welcome, Grain Sharky. Thanks for joining. Yeah, the battle where Gregor lost his memory. That's the one. So yeah, that would be cool. I could have Gregor. Ooh. Yeah, I might have to do that one a little bit sooner than I was initially planning. I might have to do some research today. In your next city mock, you should have a droid bar where they all drink motor oil. Well, did you see? Did you see the droid Easter egg where he's drinking out of a little oil can? He's right here. I can't really zoom in on him because he's covered by the clone base. But if you go back and watch the finale, I show him. He's just chilling, leaning up against the wall, sick of all the fighting. So he's got like a little oil can. Sarish, yeah, that's the one. Let me look it up real quick. Yeah, if anyone's curious, check out Sarish. That's a really cool, kind of obscure battle I would like to do. Oh, it's got at least 2 suns. Fun. That would be fun. I'd like to include Gregor in a mock. It's a separatist stronghold, so I could build like a giant fort or base. Yeah, that one would be so much fun. Let's see. Do you think you'll ever make a bigger mock than this? Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, this is definitely not the biggest I can go. I mean, I could even go bigger than this one just with these tables. Coconut, where'd you get the Cantina hat? You like that? How cool is that? Check that out. I was wondering, you're the first, I think you're the second person to notice that it's a Cantina hat, Scott. I got it off of Amazon. It was only like 30 bucks. I kind of want to get a second one. Just cuz, you know what I mean? My mind is blown by the size of this mock. This is what dreams are made of. I know, right? I come in here pretty much every day just to look at it and enjoy it. Like, it's just, I'm so happy I was able to get it finished and just that I'm happy with it. That's the biggest thing, that I'm proud of it and that I'm happy with it. Man, now I can't stop thinking about Sarish. Maybe I'll have to do that one as a side build. Any collabs planned out for the future? Not really. I've been so busy, like going full time on YouTube, and then I'm gonna be moving to Massachusetts. I don't really have any time for like collabs right now. I've just kind of been going solo, just because that's pretty much all I can do right now. But I don't really have any collabs planned for the time being. Probably not for the rest of the year either. Take the sticker off. I like the stick. I like having the stickers on my hats. Do you guys like keeping the stickers? How many hours do you work on it per week? So there were 2 phases. There was like normal phase, which was like throughout most of the series, where the first half of the week, Sunday to Wednesday morning, afternoonish, would be spent working on like a build challenge video or whatever was coming out during the week. And then Wednesday afternoon slash evening to Thursday, sometimes into Friday, would be Coruscant. So I'd spend those 2 days working on Coruscant, take a break Friday, and then I would stream and then work again Saturday, and then I would start that over. But then towards the end of the series, like the last 4 updates, it was just Coruscant. So it was just all my time was spent pretty much all day into the night, evenings, afternoons. It was basically that was all I did was work on Coruscant. So hours. Like it's so nice to finally have a life again. Like last night after I finished working, I was making a build. I finished up another build challenge video that'll be coming out in a couple weeks. I just went outside and laid on the grass. It was so nice. It was like Wednesday evening, and I just like I don't have anything I have to do. I could just chill. It was awesome. Coco, during your break, will you do a mini mock? Yeah, I'll be doing some mini mock challenges. Yeah, I've got one coming out not this week, but the next week, and then I'll probably have some more coming out after that in between. I'll be a state across from you. Oh, really? What state are you from? I live in Massachusetts. It's a great state. Oh, dude, I'm so excited. I have family there, so I've been out there like my whole childhood, and I love going out there. Like that's my favorite place to go on vacation, pretty much. So I'm super excited. Apparently, there was a bad continuity error in the episode with Gregor. When they're reading his biography, it says he's a sergeant first class, but the guy reading it says captain. Ooh. Welcome back, Phantom Gaming. Welcome. What if you did the Coruscant clone base as a mock? It would look amazing. The one Ahsoka skating from? Yeah, that would be a really cool series. Or that one would be cool. I could include the giant turbo tanks. Like that one would be a lot of fun. SW Bricks and or SW, I guess. It's just SW Bricks now, huh? He did a portion of that base a while ago. New Hampshire. Oh, very cool, very cool. Would you consider doing a Camino mock based on the Battlefront 2 map? Camino, here's the thing. I like Camino. I think it's a really cool place, and I enjoy seeing what other people do. But it would be a very boring mock series for me, just because everybody, we all build Tapoka City. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know there's other things I could do, but that's basically what you would build is Tapoka City with water underneath it. I'm not really interested in doing that right now. I don't feel like I could bring anything to the table that's new. And that's a big thing for me when mock building is like, okay, if I'm going to do this, what can I bring to the table that hasn't been done before or hasn't really been seen before? Whereas I would basically just been doing what everybody else has done. Will there be a stop motion? I don't know. I mean, stop motion's fun. It's so time consuming. I'm not very good at it, so I don't know. I wish I could have someone come do a stop motion for me. That would be nice. But I don't really have any stop motion planned for the mock. Aid would be fun. How on earth do you know what every YouTuber has built? I mean, it's my obsession, you know. This is my livelihood. Like it's like how, you know, this is my field. So I'm always looking to see what other people have done, what other people are doing, what's been done out there, what's already been done. I like to know about mocks. I like to know what's going on. So I definitely keep my finger on the pulse in the mock building world for the most part. And I don't know, for some reason mocks who does what really sticks in my head. I don't know. Yeah, it's just what I obsess over, you know what I mean? What I'm passionate about. This is my field, so get into all that kind of stuff. You tell us next mock, you ignore us. What? Are you demanding? You're demanding that I tell you the next mock? I'm not going to tell you the next mock yet because it's just we'll enjoy Coruscant. There's more Coruscant content to come. Then once all the Coruscant content gets wrapped up, then I announce the next mock. You know, you don't want to put the cart before the horse, as they say. I want to do this mock justice, really take my time and enjoy it, really experience this build and have fun building the content with it, and then I'll start working on the next mock. Like I've started planning a little bit, but I'm saving like the hardcore planning and building and like visualizing for after I'm done with like Coruscant, and it'll be time to set my sights on a new project. What's up, Lil Evil Bricks? Is that how you say that? Do you eat fries with mayo? I eat fries with fry sauce. but I don't do straight mayo. That's gross. Bro, I may dare you to make a mock where Jar Jar is going to town on droids, just like beating them up. Hello from Brick World Chicago. Welcome, Mayo. How is it? You having fun? I mean, you probably just like registered and getting settled, but must be having some fun. Gungan City, yes. Auto Gunga is definitely on the list. So I have like a list of mocks I want to do in the future, and Auto Gunga is on that list. I think that would be a lot of fun. Just like a massive city, big enough to hold Gungans and like build some custom Fumbas. I think that would be a lot of fun. I know I've been repeating myself, but what are your thoughts on the Clone vs Stormtrooper mock on Camino? A Clone vs Stormtrooper. Um, I mean, it obviously wouldn't really make sense canon-wise, but I think it'd be cool. Like, you could make your own alternate reality where Sidious sent in stormtroopers to overrun Camino. Fry sauce is very much a Utah thing. But the fact that the first thing you said is indicative of Utah. Yes, it is. It's very much a Utah thing. Yeah. If you were to go like more Midwest, that they go with like they'll take straight mayo and stuff. But fry sauce is very much a Utah thing. I love fry sauce. Like I used to work at Culver's, which is based out of the Midwest, and there would be people all the time who would come in and ask for just a cup of mayonnaise instead of the fry sauce. I'm going to Brickworld on Saturday. Are you gonna? Do you meet people when you go baking, or do you just like stay in the shadows, stay hidden? What about a Magito mock? I haven't seen a large scale one before. That one would be fun. That one would be a big challenge because it's similar to Cato Nemoidia in the sense that like the whole thing is raised up. You know what I mean? Like the cities are like way super high up. Those bridges are very high up. So kind of a similar situation there. If like it's very hard to build at such a large scale so high up off the ground without raising the entire mock-up, which is hard to do. But yes, Magito would be a lot of fun. Yeah, Culver's is so good. If I had the parts, I would definitely make mocks. I mean, if you just set a steady parts budget and consistently purchase good parts, you can get a pretty decent parts collection going. Like I didn't have when I started my channel, I had like maybe two. I think I had like 3 bins of parts, and that was it. So I'm a covert Lego attention attendee. Nice. I actually developed my own fry sauce recipe a long time ago. I did some experimentation, testing multiple mixes with many ingredients. I have my own. So mine is mayonnaise, ketchup, barbecue sauce, and pickle juice. 4 ingredient fry sauce. What do you use instead of ketchup? I watch a YouTuber who does Clone vs Stormtroopers. It's called Rico's Brigade. Interesting. I've never heard of him. Is he new or has he been around for a while? What are your opinions on GCC? I've never bought from them. I should ask that a lot. I feel like I should go buy some stuff, but I've never bought from them. Do you intend to build a Galactic Empire mock? Actually, I have an Imperial mock. It's going to be out next week. Next Friday. I enjoyed my Culver's crispy chicken sandwich combo last night. Oh, you got a chicken sandwich from Culver's? Dude, you got to get the burger. The butter burger is where it's at. Their chicken sandwiches are good, but that's what they're known for, in my opinion. I see. I have 1 bin of random parts, and that's about it. I look for bricks at thrift stores. Yeah, you should use Bricklink. Bricklink's a great way to do it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know who Daily Tactics is. Is there a gun on top of the clone base wall, or is that just messed up depth perception? Oh, that's just depth perception. Yeah, that's on the ground next to it. Dude, the fried cheese curds from Culver's are some of the best things I've ever eaten in my entire life. I love the cheese curds. They're so good. Oh, their cheese curds are amazing. Unless you can't read my channel name, everyone knows what my favorite condiment is. Yeah, that's a pretty easy one. Do you take it straight, just straight mayo, or do you like fry sauce and other stuff? Any advice for growing as a mock builder on YouTube? You're always the first result when searching for mocks. Am I really? I thought Solid Brick Studios would. I mean, part of that could be too, like your search results are based on like who you watch and stuff. But that's cool. Thanks for hanging out, Coconut. It's been really fun. For sure, man. Thanks for coming. I appreciate like you guys made the hangout fun. Like if not, it would just be me rambling to myself. But I appreciate you coming. Enjoy the baseball game. Tips for YouTube as a mock builder. Yeah, I mean, here's what I've been learning. This is something I've been working on is integrate mock building with what's trending. Because if you do like the old school time lapse speed builds of the mock coming together, the cinematic showcase, those don't perform like they used to. People like the more intense, fast paced kind of like challenge style videos. So that's what I've been trying to integrate into my channel is like, how do I do that but still do mock? So that's where the mock building challenge came from. I mean, I'm not saying I made up the mock building challenge. I'm just saying like, that I liked that and I've been trying to take it and then do other things that people aren't doing, like, building with only certain kinds of parts, building with random ones. That's what I'm doing recently. I turned the globe, the Lego Ideas globe into a Lego Star Wars mock. So basically, look at what kind of building. Think of like a fun building challenge you want to do, or just some kind of hook or storyline that'll keep people interested, and then integrate your Star Wars mock that you want to build into that. If that makes sense, because if you just build the mock and then showcase it, it's not really going to do well. It's not really going to perform. But if you do some kind of build challenge, then I think that's a way that I found to kind of hit the trending topics a little better. What if you don't want to show your face? You don't have to show your face. If you look, I don't show my face in any of the building challenges except for the intro. So you just either don't do the intro or just do the intro as a voiceover, or just, yeah. I mean, there's lots of different options you can go with that route. Solid Brick Studios Geomock is crazy. It's wild. I think it's gonna go down as one of his best mocks. Like, it's incredible what he's doing with that. And I got a little piece of the mock designed after something I did. How cool is that? The back of his cave wall, he used the Coruscant curved wall technique. Will you go to Brickworld Chicago? No, I'm not going this year. What's your opinion on the MonsterVerse movies? Oh, I love them. The MonsterVerse, one of my all-time favorite movies is from the MonsterVerse. Kong Skull Island. Incredible movie, incredible score. I love the music in it. I love the visuals. I love just like the giant creatures, the landscapes. Everything looks so beautiful. They did such a good job, and they're very immersive while they're exploring it. And the story's good too. Like, that is one thing that I think any MonsterVerse fan will recognize. You don't really watch those movies for the story or for the plot. Pretty basic, pretty generic. The acting isn't always that great, but that's not the case for Kong Skull Island, in my opinion. The acting is really good. You've got some really good actors. Some of my favorite actors are in there. You got Tom Hiddleston, John Goodman. Trying to think of who else is in there. There are a few others that like I know them and recognize the face, but I don't know their name. And then of course you got Samuel Jackson. The acting I think is good. The story is compelling and interesting. That's just one of my favorite movies of all time. I love that movie. Little Skull Island rant for you guys. Yeah, Champ Bricks, he doesn't show his face. I mean, there are people who don't show their face. I mean, Just Too Good, he didn't show his face for years. So there's ways to do it. He's literally me, loves everything I do. What does that mean? What is your favorite trilogy? I might have to go with the Lord of the Rings. 1, 2, and 3. Just each movie is so good. Like, I love Star Wars. Star Wars is my all-time favorite franchise, but like the Star Wars movies don't rank very high on my all-time favorite movie list. You know what I mean? I watch them because I love Star Wars, but not necessarily because like the prequel trilogy. I like the prequel trilogy, but like it's definitely not my favorite trilogy. There are parts of those movies that I really enjoy, but overall some of them are kind of a rough watch. So like for me, if I'm just sitting down in like a movie trilogy that I'm like, oh, from start to finish, this is gonna be just a banger, just straight one heater after the next, it's got to be the Lord of the Rings trilogy or the Dark Knight trilogy. That one I would put Dark Knight under Lord of the Rings just because of Batman, the third one. I didn't really like it, to be honest. It was too long. Like, they tried to do too much in that movie. I think if it had been shorter, it would have been better. I thought Bane was cool. I liked that Scarecrow came back, but I just felt like they dragged it out over too long of a period of time. Like, the movie was just too long. But the first two are definitely really good. I have to agree with you on Lord of the Rings trilogy. It's just so good. Like I'm not even a I'm not even a huge Lord of the Rings fan. Like I read the books and I would like to collect the Lego sets, but I'm not like, you know, a diehard Lord of the Rings fan. But the movies are just so good. Any one of those, like to me, a good trilogy is like any one of those movies can stand alone on its own. Like there are some trilogies where the second movie is, in my opinion, the weakest one. Like where it's like, oh yeah, I love this movie, but there's always one movie in there that is like, take for example the prequels. I love episode 1 and episode 3. Episode 2 is good, but it's not amazing. The Imperial trilogy, I love episode 4 and episode 5. I mean, sorry, episode 5 and episode 6. Episode 4 is not that good. I'm just gonna say it's not that good in my opinion. Um, so, but to me, there's like Fellowship of the Ring, solid movie on its own. I'd watch that standalone. Two Towers, solid standalone movie. I'd watch that on my own. Return of the King, solid movie. I'd watch that on my own. So that's trilogy rant for you. If you're gonna build a clone base mod, or what planet would you do it on? I'd like to do. Do you guys remember the clone base from Christophsis, the hidden enemy? I can't remember. Oh, Slick. When Slick is sabotaging, you know, he's giving out secrets to Saz Ventress, and he like blows up part of the base. Yeah, I'm in the same level of Lord of the Ring fan than you. Yeah, I think there are a lot of us like that grinding where it's like we you can appreciate it's just so good you just appreciate it for what it is without being like a hardcore fan. I used to be a hardcore Lord of the Rings fan, but because of my channel, I've transitioned more to Star Wars of like I needed to go all in on one because I have so many interests. I love Warhammer, love Lord of the Rings, I love Star Wars, I love just general fantasy. And so I knew like with the obsessive personality and just like going who I am, I could get lost trying to do all of those things. And it seemed like the best way to be successful on YouTube is to go on all in on one thing and make a name for yourself. So I had to go on Star Wars, but I definitely still appreciate like Star Wars or Lord of the Rings is awesome. Thank you, Valak. I appreciate that. Ooh. Question: if you included Thorn, why didn't you include fives? Because five. I don't even know if I have a fives minifig. I think I do, but Thorn was included as a Patreon member. So he was one of the Patreons. He wasn't like part of the mock, you know what I mean? He was like a Patreon part of the mock. There is a new animated series coming out Netflix which takes place on Skull. Yes, I'm so excited for that. Super excited for that. I'm also excited for Godzilla and King Kong. Oh, what's the new one called? I just saw the teaser for it with the giant orangutan looking beast. How dare you call my master? That wasn't. I mean, Attack of the Clones wasn't your masterpiece, though. Like, I didn't say Star Wars was bad. I'm just saying, like, there were individual portions of those. Come on, George. You know what I mean. I've also read Baron and Luthen, and I'm definitely a big Tolkien fan. I just love the world. Yeah, to me, like, I love. If I were to pick a favorite world, it would probably be Tolkien's world because it's so vast. But one thing I really like about him is he keeps a sense of mystery. And I'll give you an example. Like, I don't want to get too nerdy or deep into Lord of the Rings because I know you're not here for that. But you guys know who the Ents are, right? The giant tree people. They're all males because the Entwives, the women trees, left and like they disappeared and no one knows where they were, and Tolkien never answers that. He's like, I don't know where they went. Like, to me that's so cool and just adds so much realism because that's how reality is. We don't have the answers for everything, and he was just okay with being like they left, like the Ents go out and search for them but they don't know where they are. He didn't say like they were destroyed, they were killed. Just like he left that sense of mystery out there for us to be able to like think about it and like hypothesize and discuss together, like what do we think happened to the Entwives. Just little stuff like that he did a really good job with, which I think George Lucas did to an extent, but I kind of feel like Disney's ruining that. Like with Boba Fett, you know what I mean? Like they're taking the mystery out of Star Wars, in my opinion. Instead of just making their own stories, they're like, oh, let's take all of George Lucas's stories and like let's answer every little question that anybody ever had about all of the characters. And it's like that's I don't know, that kind of ruins a little bit of the fun. That ruins the mystery and that ruins the fun of a universe for me. Like let's just leave some things be. Not every story has to be told, you know? Make your own stories, make your own carve your own niche in the Star Wars universe. There's a rumor that Lucasfilms is getting Star Wars back. I don't believe that. I would be so surprised. I mean, George Lucas is 80 years old. He sold Star Wars because he wanted to work on his museum, and he said, like, I've got a daughter, like, I'm turning, I'm getting old. I can't do this. I can't do another trilogy. So I would be very surprised. But I mean, it does seem to be a pretty big rumor. Like, do I think it's impossible? No, just because I do think I think they've dug themselves into a hole where they think they can't be successful with Star Wars, which is wrong, but the way they're going about it, I think there is no way for them to be successful with Star Wars unless they change things, which I don't think they will. So I could see them as like, we're sick and tired of this headache, like we don't want to deal with this anymore. So I could see that as a reality. I just personally I think it's unlikely. But would I love it? Heck yeah, dude. I would absolutely love it if they bought it back. Just gonna listen to the stream for a while. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yes, Sarish. Gregor would only be at the battle in the Disney version, but not in the True Legend version. Yeah, that's. I mean, it's important to just leave a sense of mystery to things. That's all I'll say. Godzilla and Kong. That's what it is. The new Empire. Yes, I'm so excited for that. So hyped. Who here's read the Lord of the Rings books? Oh yeah, I've read the Lord of the Rings books. I read The Hobbit. I almost read the Silmarillion. I just never got to it, and then kind of went down, Star Wars. But eventually, I would like to get back and read some more of that. Here's what I like about Lord of the Rings. Like, Sauron, who's like the big bad of Lord of the Rings, was like the servant or the henchman of the original bad guy, or like the ultimate bad. Like, the biggest and baddest guys were in the past. You know what I mean? It wasn't like Lord of the Rings is cool, but it's cool also to know like that era wasn't the best era in Star Wars or in Lord of the Rings. You know what I mean? Like, you can go back to other eras and even crazier stuff are happening. Like the wars between the elves and like what's his name? It's not Gothmog. That's the Belrog, the king of the Belrogs. But Morgoth. The battles between the elves and Morgoth is like, 10 times bigger than what happened during the Battle of Middle Earth. So it's just cool that like you can go to other areas and not be like, oh, this isn't as cool as the other eras. I wish I could, but I don't own a 501st Trooper. I mean, not that hard. Just go get a battle pack. They're out there. Unless, is there a specific kind of 501st Trooper? The Silmarillion is hard to decipher. Is it? Maybe I won't read it then. I don't think Disney can be successful with Star Wars. The corporate mentality of Disney is exactly. It's inherently like they cannot be successful, especially with how woke they try to like. They can't do it. I'll die on that hill, unless they change things a lot, which we know Disney doesn't. Coconut sounds like me when I explain Transformers to people, like how I forget little things and stammer. Was I stammering? I just get my brain gets going fast, and my mouth falls behind. Eel is my favorite elf. I'm not familiar with him. Which era is he from? What's your favorite battle pack? I'm gonna go get you guys my favorite. We'll be right back. Ugh. So I've got a couple favorites. I'd say these two are probably my favorite. So let me switch over here so I can see what I'm showing you guys. First one, this one's going to be obvious. This was a huge part of my childhood. This was the army builder. This was like the first time that we got easy access to the Phase 1 Clone Trooper. Because before that, this was like the first closed visor Clone Trooper. Well, it came out at the same time as like a bunch of stuff, but this was one of the first. Whereas before, everything was open visor, and the only Phase 1 clones you could get were like with the gunship or the ATTE. So this like made classic army building possible to kids like me. So I have a huge soft spot in my heart for this one. And it's such a good battle pack. Like 3 regular clones if you want, or a clone officer, captain, whatever you want to call him, and then a gunner. Plus, like, this Walker is a decent build. I used that in mocks when I was growing up, and then I build other stuff with it. Like, there is no better battle pack for me. You know what I mean? And then another one. This one came about because of Utapau. The Utapau Trooper Battle Pack, the 212th Battle Pack. 212th is one of my favorite types of clone troopers, so it would make sense that this battle pack, would be one of my favorites. Plus 4 clones, and the Octopara droid's decent. Like, these two have decent builds. Like, there's some battle packs where the build is garbage, but these two are definitely my favorite. Let's see here. To be honest, I'm gonna die knowing Star Wars never reached its full potential. You never know. You never know. One of the reasons I like Lord of the Rings is because it's very little cataclysmic tension. It's not about the fate of the world; it's about the fate of a small part. But I agree, Nolark. I agree. That's a good point. Like, I think that's one thing. That's one reason why I know a lot of people don't like Marvel movies, myself included. It's like you've destroyed the stakes. Like, nothing feels real, nothing feels important. Like, because you've like tried to just go so big instead of like, yeah, you don't have to do that, but they've already done it, and so now it's like I just feel like I watch a movie, Marvel movie, I'm like, why do I need to watch this? What's the point of this? Um, what's your favorite technique you used in the mock? My favorite technique is definitely the battle damage that I did for like Fordo, the gunship crash side, the other crash sides. Like, just the way I was able to get the broken chunks to fit together with the sloped outline. Pretty simple technique, all things considered, but it comes together to make a really complex, cool looking mock. After finally completing, oh, see you later, it's troopers. After finally completing Coruscant, are you proud of what you did? And what would you change? Oh, I'm very proud. Like, I could not be happier with this mock. Which I was kind of surprised because I was worried that I wouldn't like the Senate building, but I'm very proud of it. I think it turned out really good. And what would I change? So I don't want to go into everything I would change because I'm going to save that for the video, but I've got a video coming out soon where I'm going to go over 5 things I would change. A couple being like the minifigs. There's some things I'd change with that, skyscrapers and some other stuff. But yeah, I actually had a hard time trying to find things I would change, which is a good thing because that tells me I did my best with this mock and it turned out not the best it could, but like almost the best it could that I could do. You know what I mean? Obviously, there are things that could be done differently, but that would mean building a different mock instead of just changing things that were in the existing mock. So I was very happy to see that. What's up? Just a little bit of everything. Welcome. We're just hanging out. I'm just chilling. Basically, I've got nothing to build, which is nice, to be honest. I can just relax and hang out and talking about the mock, talking about Lord of the Rings, talking about all kinds of stuff. Guardians of the Galaxy movies are the only non-world ending movies. Marvel makes them more. And you know what I think is funny? I think that's a lot of people's favorite series. What was your budget for Coruscant or for like the channel in general? I mean, it changed. Like, towards the end of a series, it's like you just spend what you need to spend in order to get it done. I'm curious to see how many builders attempt to build their version of the Senate building. Yeah, I would like to see other people do. I mean, there were lots of people who were like, "Oh, this, you got to do this. This is terrible." So that must mean a lot of people are going to come out and do their version. Excited to see everybody's Senate building. Will you ever make a mock including a space battle? I've thought about it. The issue is like you have to hang it over your mock, and that's dangerous. And then also, like, how do you do that? You know what I mean? How do you do that in a way that looks good? But I have thought about it. I almost did it in Cato Nemoidia. I almost hung my acclimator, but I was like, I don't know how to do this. All right, we're going to go for about 10 more minutes, guys. Then I'm going to wrap it up. What was the hardest part of building the mock? The hardest part was figuring out how to get the right shapes I need. Like, I'm specifically thinking about the Senate building because everything else you can see is very square, rectangle, just very easy to build in Lego. Everything connects together well. But the Senate building, man, like just trying to figure like how do I make something round? You know what I mean? Like how do I do that? That was such a challenge of like how do I make it round, but like at this scale, it needs to be so strong too because I don't think people realize how heavy that build is. Like just the roof alone is super heavy. And so to build it round but then also in a way that can hold up, it can hold itself up was a very big challenge. Senate building's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. How much would it take to sell Coruscant? Um, I'd probably sell it for like 15 grand. It would have to be a lot though, just because this is what I do for work. So I would lose a huge chunk of my minifigs and parts. So I'd basically have to like start over and recollect, if that makes sense. So that would set the channel back a lot. So I'd have to take a huge, I'd have to add a lot to the price in order to account for that, of being able to recoup those losses. Because, if I were to sell it, yeah, I would make a lot of money, but then I'm also losing out on a huge, like, this is years of investing, business investing and like channel investing. This could definitely affect what kind of mocks I could do in the future if I were to sell it. So I'd have to probably do like 15 to 20,000. And I doubt anybody would want to spend that much on a mock. See you later, Bricks Made by Me. Thanks for joining. Did amazing how you persevered and just made an amazing mock. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really hope, if any of you are ever struggling or ever in a similar situation, I hope you can come back and rewatch some of these episodes and remember, like, you can do it. You can do it. Coconut, I wish I could talk to you in person or at least on the phone. Well, I mean, if you ever go to a convention, I might be there. You never know. You might see me. I'm pretty easy to recognize, too. Especially when I have my beard. Did you buy the majority of battle droids or collect over time? The majority were collected over time. I think I only bought like maybe 10 droids while I was building this mock. Where do you get your blasters and do you recommend them? Brick Arms makes some cool blasters. Jonak Toys has custom blasters as well, but he gets his from Brick Arms. How much money did you put into the mock? I will do a cost breakdown next week for how much I spent on the mock. How much to sell your entire collection? It would have to be something like super unrealistic because Lego is my life, So I'd have to start over from scratch, and there are a lot of things in my collection that would be really hard to get again. Certain minifigs and sets that, like, even if I had a lot of money, it would be hard to find it in the condition, or just find it, I guess. So I don't know, probably like 50. I don't know, something. I just do some stupid number like 50 grand. You know what I mean? Just because I don't want to sell. I would hate to have to sell. Is this gonna be the biggest mock you've ever made? Yeah, this is the biggest. It's I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's the widest and it's the longest by a few feet, by a couple feet, I think. Or no, I think it's only like a foot or so. I don't remember how long Kato Nemoya was. I'm easy to recognize because the only thing I can be staken for is a support column. After you move, Nolark, are you planning on going to more Lego conventions? Are you going to break it down piece by piece or in chunks? Typically what I do is I remove all the minifigs, remove easy to take apart sections like the road, and then I save the big chunks for last. So my plan is I'm going to take the minifigs off, take all the surface level builds off, like stuff in the entertainment complex, gunship crater, crash site, barracks, buildings, and stuff like that. And then I'll do each building section by section. So we'll take it apart piece by piece, piece by piece, piece by piece. However, I am planning on leaving the stairs built. It's a tough question. Don't know how much. Yeah, exactly. Like, especially because we value our collections more than they actually are worth. You know what I mean, Champ? Like, especially take, for example, your clone army, which is already going to be worth a lot. And then you're probably going to have, like, it's going to have even more value to you. So it's like, I don't know, 100 grand. You know what I mean? Like, it would be hard to sell because it's got so much value to us. I'm a YouTuber myself, and in the car future, and when I can have lots of Lego, I want to go to a convention. Oh, go far. Yeah, you should do it. Conventions are a good place to meet people, network, and kind of, grow your channel, build your grow the community and get to know your community. That's my main reason for wanting to go to a convention, is to meet people, meet you guys, meet people I follow. See you later, Xbricks. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up here in 5 more minutes. So if you have any last questions, comments, anything else, hit me up. You're also a role model for me. Like building wise, or what do you mean? Honestly, probably not. I've got a lot of other stuff going on, and while Lego will continue to be a hobby, it's more a personal thing at this point. I might go to 1 or 2 just because. Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, well, you could always go for just like a day too, or something like that, depending on how far it is. Because I don't plan on going to a mock or a convention, like all 3 days. I'd like to go for just a day. Magito mock in the future. It would be fun. We were talking about Magito earlier, just kind of how big of a challenge it would be though, just because of the size and how high it's raised up off the ground, and like they're doing the bridges and stuff. Do you have any questions for us? I don't know. Can't think of anything off the top of my head. I mean, you guys like the mock? You guys are pretty good at like telling me what I need to know. Hey, Coconut, congrats on amazing mock. Thank you, Dubsy. I appreciate it. Thanks for your help with it, man. Like, huge shout out to Dubsy for coming in clutch and helping me with the Senate building. Like, I was able to capture the shape I did because of him. What does your wife think about your Lego hobby? She likes it. I mean, she doesn't like how much time I spend on it sometimes, but overall, she likes it. She's happy I do it. You know, there's much worse things I could be doing. And she likes that I'm doing something, just doing something good with my life. One last thing, how do you think you got this big as a Lego content creator? I mean, contrary to what people say, I got lucky. Like, I don't know how else to say it other than like, and I don't mean lucky as in, because to me, luck is where preparation meets opportunity. So it wasn't just like this random lightning bolt struck me. Like, I did the work and did what I needed to do in order to have success. But like, what I did didn't guarantee success. Like, I had no idea Utapau was gonna do as well as. I mean, it's got almost 1 million views. I have yet to make another video that will replace that. That has beaten that. You know what I mean? And so there was no way I could have planned for that. I did my best to put together a mock that I thought a lot of people would want to see, a mock that I thought would get a lot of clicks, but I had no idea it would grow to that scale. You know what I mean? So I think the biggest thing in my control that led to success or getting big is consistency. I have uploaded at least once a week for almost 3 years. It will be 3 years in November. Back November 2020, I had to take 4 weeks off for some personal stuff, and I didn't upload those 4 weeks. But if you were to take from the first day I started my YouTube channel to today, this week, I've uploaded every week for 4 years, minus those 4 weeks. And most of those weeks I've uploaded at least twice. So I feel like I've established a very consistent routine, and I've had, as a result, a lot of videos go out, and I've never stopped. You know what I mean? So I think that was a big factor as well, because you can do really well and get big, but if you stop, you lose the momentum, you lose the growth. And then, a few months from then your channel's stagnating, it's going downhill. So that's been a big thing for me. And then the last thing I'd say is always trying to change and improve, instead of just doing the same kind of video with the same level of editing. That's just basically putting out the same kind of video over and over. I've tried to improve what videos I do, or improve how I make my videos, make them better, make them more interesting, improve and change what kinds of videos I'm doing. Just always trying to adjust. Do you have a black backup plan now? Like, if you had to take time off, would you have videos ready? Yeah, I actually have a little backlog right now because I'm going to be taking some time off just to get away from everything. So I have, I think I've got 4 videos right now, 4 videos and 2 shorts of a backlog. So I can take some time off. which is nice. I'm excited. It's been a while. But like typically, I don't really have much of a backlog. Consistency is the key in my opinion. There's nothing more frustrating as a fan of any a build series than having to wait episodes. Yeah. And like you don't want to lose momentum. Like when I get invested in a series or when I get invested in something, I want to see more. But one of my worries is if I stop uploading, people will lose interest. You know what I mean? And then you lose that momentum. Like take for example, imagine if I took 2 months off in the middle of building Coruscant. I don't know that people would be as excited because they've moved on with their life. They've moved on to new things. And so I want to keep that hype and keep that excitement level consistently coming in every week. If that makes sense. Do you think that the Vulture Droid is overpriced? What Vulture Droid? Are you talking about the Brick Vault one? I think it only costs like 20 bucks to build, which isn't too bad, especially considering it's pretty detailed. Hey, Koken, I bought the cantina and want to build. I bought the cantina, want to build Mos Eisley. Any tips? I've never built Tatooine or never really done anything like that, so I don't know that I'd have any good tips other than just look up what other people have done to kind of get inspiration and get the idea, kind of understand what kind of parts people work with and stuff. Coconut, when is the last time you made a non-Star Wars mock? I've built a couple World War II mocks, but I haven't showed them to anybody except for I think I might have posted on the Patreon. I don't remember. Anyways, guys, that'll do it. It was so good to hang out with you guys again. I missed you guys. I'm gonna be honest. I missed you guys. It's good to see you again. And I will be taking another break from streaming, so we won't have any streams for a little while. But I will have videos. There will be content, so we'll have some ways of interacting. But I appreciate you guys. Stay safe. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep being awesome. I really do appreciate you guys. And I will catch you later. And until next time, happy building.